welcome back to Drive London. I'm Rohit, this is Naveen, and we're about to do a mock test for you. Naveen found us from YouTube, and he says he's a big fan of ours, so and he's watched most of our mock tests, and he came to us to see how his driving is by doing a mock test as well. Okay, so Naveen, so you said you've done a few lessons. Yeah. So how many lessons have you done? 5 lessons with an instructor, and you've been driving with friends and family.
Yeah.
Okay, and how's that been going at the moment?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Okay, and your test is not too far off. It's in a couple of weeks.
9 days.
Yeah, okay, 9 days. There you go. And we're basically going to work on any mistakes if he makes any after this mock test. Okay. Now you've never done a mock test or you've never been on a test before, so explain how the test works. It's going to last for 40 minutes. During those 40 minutes, you're going to keep going straight ahead unless I ask you to turn left or right. And there'll be one maneuver and possibly the emergency stop, and there'll be 20 minutes of independent driving. Okay. This is where you're going to either be following the sat nav or a series of signs. But for today, we're going to be following the sat nav majority of the test. Okay, because then we can follow this test route. Okay. And there'll be one tell me and one show me question before we set off and while you're driving as well. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Good. Okay. So for you guys, when he makes any mistakes, any serious or dangerous mistakes, it'll be highlighted at the top in red. Any minor mistakes or anything advisory will be in amber, and any good points, anything he does well, up in green. Good. Ready to start?
Ready to start.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a first direction. What we're going to do is we're going to go down to the end of the road and turn, I believe it's left. Yes, it's going to be left at the end of the road, and then we're going to follow the sat nav thereafter.
Perfect.
Okay? Actually, before we go, as I always forget this, tell me how you'd check to see if your power steering is working correctly.
You turn on the car and you try the steering. Yeah? If it's too light, then it's not good.
Okay? I'm going to drive on whenever you're ready then.
That's wrong, yeah?
You're now a part of the test, so we're gonna find out the result at the end, okay? Sorry, we're going to go down to the end and turn right, and then follow the center.
At the end of the road, turn right. Turn right.
Naveen approaches the junction well, but misses an opportunity for him to go. And this would be marked down as a minor fault for undue hesitation. Naveen shows really good mirror checks when entering the new road. Now when Naveen approaches the next speed hump, he slows down a bit too much, and I felt like this was unnecessary. And this would be marked down as a minor for appropriate speed.
After 300 yards, turn right.
As Naveen enters the new road, he decides to overtake the bus. He does really well with his mirror checks, but could have used a signal to help other road users.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit.
Naveen approaches the junction really well and gets into the correct lane to go straight ahead.
Cross the roundabout, second exit.
As Naveen gets closer to the junction, the silver car blocks his lane slightly, and Naveen does really well to stay back until there's enough space. Naveen shows really good observations, not just looking to his right, but also keeping an eye on what's happening in front. Naveen deals with this roundabout perfectly, does his mirrors and signal on time, and takes the exit safely and correctly.
After 300 yards, turn right.
Naveen signals too early for the next turn, as there's a road coming up on the right just before the turn as well. Naveen's phone starts to ring, and for a second he was about to reach for it, but does the correct thing of ignoring it.
Turn right.
Naveen approaches this junction correctly and proceeds when it's safe. After 300 yards, go left on the roundabout, first exit. You should check your mirrors before signalling, and Naveen doesn't do so on this occasion.
Go left on the roundabout, first exit.
When Naveen approaches this junction, he doesn't go up to the giveaway line and doesn't give himself a good view into the road, and this is marked down as a minor fault for observations. But he goes when it's safe to do so, after the car moves out and he gets a good view. Now if you pay attention to the sat-nav, you can see that in 800 yards at the roundabout he needs to be turning right. At this point Naveen should be looking to move over in the right hand lane, but Naveen continues to drive in the left hand lane.
After 400 yards, go right on the roundabout, third exit.
With the result of him not planning well enough, he makes a dangerous mistake further up. Now I will tell Naveen the direction again. At this point it's still safe for him to move over, and I made sure of this. So we're turning right, third exit. Just now there is a perfect gap for him to move over, but Naveen doesn't make the switch.
Go
At this
right
point
on the
Naveen should have
roundabout,
cancelled his signal
third
and should have
exit.
gone straight ahead. Okay, we can no longer go, we'll just stay in this lane, that's it, yep. And then we're going to go straight ahead. Go straight ahead. Yep. That's it. Okay, don't worry, we'll just go this route here, okay? We're going to follow my directions for now.
Take the exit,
And we're
then
gonna take the next
go
exit.
left on the roundabout.
So you're following my directions, yeah? So we're taking this next exit off. And we're going to turn left.
After
First exit.
200 yards, go left on the roundabout, first exit. Go left on the roundabout, first exit.
With the slow-moving traffic, Naveen does really well to keep the junction on the left clear, to allow others to come out. Naveen once again stops too far back from the giveaway line and makes it harder for him to observe into the junction. While he's waiting and looking for a gap, he doesn't secure the car very well and the car starts to roll back. I think your car's rolling backwards there, yeah? And this will be marked down as a serious mistake for control over brakes. Naveen is still waiting too far back from the giveaway line, which results now in a serious mistake for observation because he would be missing gaps that he could potentially have taken. Going to keep following the road ahead.
After 200 yards, turn left.
Straight, yeah.
Sorry?
Left or straight?
Turn
We're going
left.
to turn left now, yes, at the traffic lights. Okay, and now we can follow the sat nav. So it goes back onto route and we're just going to follow the sat nav again. Naveen checks his mirror as well before moving off. As Naveen turns into the new road, he plans really well with the bus lane and realizes he's not allowed to use it and avoids it really well. However, he starts to speed a bit too much, not realizing it's a 30-mile-per-hour zone.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit.
Just over speed there, it's only a 30 road, okay? Naveen tries to move back to the left, but doesn't realize the bus lane finishes further up. Oh, and we're not allowed in the bus lane here. Yep.
Cross
This
the
finishes
roundabout,
just there.
second exit.
The end of bus lane's here, yeah? Just there. Going straight ahead to second exit. Naveen gets into the correct lane and responds really well with the traffic lights. Inside the roundabout, Naveen does good mirror checks and signals at the correct time. And I'd like us to pull over and park in a safe place for me, please. When asked to pull over and park in a safe place, you should keep driveways clear. Naveen goes slightly into this driveway right in front. Okay, thank you, and we'll drive on again. Okay, Naveen, when it's safe to do so, I'd like you to turn on the rear demister for me.
Sorry?
The rear demister, the back demister.
Yeah.
Naveen does it correctly, but should have done it after the van. During this time, he gets a little too close to the curb, and the car is struggling as he is in third gear and had to slow down for the van.
After 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
In the meeting situations up ahead, Naveen controls the car really well and shows good mirror checks.
After 200 yards, go left on the roundabout, first exit. Go left on the roundabout, first exit.
Naveen approaches the roundabout with a good speed, giving him plenty of time to observe.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout, third exit.
When Naveen approaches this roundabout, he rides the clutch. This is when you keep the clutch neither fully up nor fully down, but halfway.
Go right on the roundabout, third exit.
With the meeting situations up ahead, Naveen approaches with a really good speed, and this gives him great judgment on the spatial awareness around the car. And I'd like us to pull over and park in a safe place again for me, please. Okay. And drive on again when it's safe to do so. Initial observations are really good, but Naveen realizes he's not in first gear. After selecting first gear, he should have checked his blind spot again, and doesn't do so.
After 200 yards, turn left.
And once again, I'm going to get you to pull over and park just before that silver car on the left. Don't worry about the driveways. Get a little bit close to the car, okay? We'll pull over and park here. That's great. A little bit close, and that's great. Okay, and thank you. I'd like you to drive on one more time.
Turn left.
I'm going to follow the sat nav.
end of the road, turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn left. Turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn left.
You're going to follow my directions. Ignore the... After we do the right turn, I'd like us to do immediate left for me, please, okay? So we'll take an immediate left, just coming up.
This one here.
Yes, please. And we'll turn left again. Naveen positions really well for this left turn. To pull over and park just before that black car, after the light blue car and the black car, okay? Don't worry about the driveway.
After
Anyway,
200 yards, turn around when possible.
sorry, leave yourself enough room to move away. Okay, we're going to use this vehicle in front of you to reverse parallel park within 2 car spaces without touching the curb. Okay? You may start whenever you're ready. Naveen shows really good clutch control when coming out of this tight situation. Throughout the maneuver, Naveen shows really good all-round observations. Leave yourself enough room to move away, yeah. Just okay, so you done. There you go. Okay, thank you. And we'll drive on again for me, please. And we're going to end the independent driving here. You're going to follow my directions, okay? Up ahead there's going to be a sharp bend, and Naveen approaches with a really good speed and great positioning to go around the bend. Us to take the next road on your left. Naveen again rides the clutch. At the end of the road, we're going to turn right. Naveen positions really well at this junction and shows really good observations by leaning forward. turn left. The roundabout we're going to turn right to the second exit. Now you'll notice on this road, Naveen rides the clutch pretty much every time he goes over every speed hump. This is bad for your gears and the clutch. Take the next road on your right. Straight down, and we're going to pull over and park just behind this car.
This car?
Yeah, just on the left hand. Okay, good. And we'll just secure the car. Okay, how do you think you've done?
Bad, man.
Okay. So you don't think you passed?
I already failed on the roundabout.
Okay, yes. Okay, yes, unfortunately, yes, it would be a fail. And there have been a few serious mistakes, not one, a few. Okay, so let's talk through them. Okay, so I've given you 6 serious mistakes there. Okay, 6 serious and dangerous mistakes, and you've got 18 minors. Now we're not going to worry about the minors so much because there are some advisories in there which we're a little bit more strict on, so that you can work to not even get minors. Okay, but we're going to talk about the serious and dangerous mistakes. These would have applied in your real test. Okay, let's start with the first one. Okay, so your first one was coming up to when we're driving on the dual carriageway, we're coming up to a roundabout, and the sat nav said to you to turn right that exit. Do you remember this? Okay, now we're still in the left-hand lane. If there's 2 lanes approaching a roundabout at the moment, only 2 lanes, which lane should you be in if you're turning?
Right.
Yeah. Now you've left it so late now you're waiting for the sat nav to speak, and then realizing you wanted to move over. But as soon as you're driving the dual carriageway, you should always know where you're going next. So look at the top bar to help you plan ahead. And then we came up to the junction C. She said turn right, third exit, and then you just stayed in that lane. Then I said it again. I said we're turning right, third exit, and then you started thinking of moving over to the right lane. By then there was cars coming. Yes, okay. So now there was a gap. Even the car behind us flashed his lights saying, "Go on,
Move it.
yeah, move it. Come on, move over." And there was a big gap on the right, but for some reason we didn't go over. So there was a bit of a judgment issue there with switching lanes, and now we've got stuck in the middle lane. Now that middle lane, can it take you right, third exit?
No.
What did it say on the floor? It said straight ahead only. Yes. Okay. So now you still got your right signal, and you're still trying to turn right. And I've had to grab the wheel there. Okay, so I've given you a serious mistake, well, a dangerous mistake for response to road markings. The road markings at that point, you didn't get over to the right hand lane. It says you can only go straight ahead from that lane, and you're still trying to make the right turn. There's other cars involved, and I had to stop us from doing that. Do you understand that? Yeah. Now a little bit of planning there. Had you been in the right lane,
it was more easy.
Yeah. Okay, but you should have been planning a lot better, a lot earlier. So don't wait for her to speak. As soon as you see this, there's a top bar at the top. It says turn right, third exit. You need to be in the right hand lane. Don't wait for her to speak. As soon as you see roundabout warning signs or roundabout approaching, get into that lane before she even speaks. Okay, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later as well. Okay, so that was your first dangerous mistake there. And then we came up to the next. I told you to take the slip road off, and we came up to the roundabout. Okay, and we came up to the roundabout, turn left, first exit. Now at one point I had to say to you, your car's rolling backwards.
Rolling back,
You didn't realize, yeah? It's because we're not holding the brake there, and it's moving very, very slowly. And I'm looking at the person behind me, getting very close to them. And because I had to say to you, the car's rolling back, it got a serious mistake for parking brake, or your just foot brake. Okay, you let go of your brakes, the car's just rolling without you realizing. Okay. And then I felt like we had rolled back, but even before we rolled back, we couldn't see very well, could we? Because the cars next to you were right up there. But I feel like you do this quite often. You don't go far forward enough. So when you're coming up to these junctions, I said this to you before the test as well. I said you're not going forward enough. You're always stopping too far behind the line, and this is why when other cars are next to you, you can't see anything on the right. So you need to say to yourself, can I move forward? Look at the lines. And I kept doing this. I kept doing this to see if I could see the lines. I could see the lines. You had space, move forward. Okay? And because you didn't move forward enough there, you didn't get a good view to the right. But eventually what happened was, because we waited there so long, the car behind us started overtaking us. Now, then we're holding up traffic. We're becoming an obstruction in the road. Okay? So on roundabouts, try to edge forward without blocking the flow of traffic as much as you can. If it means slightly going over the marking as well, over the line, that's perfectly fine as long as you're not blocking the flow of traffic. Okay, just to get a better view. But I feel like you didn't show me that. Okay, so that was a serious mistake for observations there. And then we came down, we were driving, and then eventually the sat nav said turn left, and you confirmed as well, are we turning left at the lights? And it was yes, we're turning left at the lights, and we had a bus lane.
Bus lane, I thought it ended when I was...
Correct, okay, so first of all, before we got to the end of the bus lane, I said something else. What else did I say there?
Sorry?
Before we got to the end of the bus lane there, I said on that road that your speed was too fast.
Too fast.
Yeah?
It was 30.
I think you thought it was a 40 road. Yeah, because you kept building and it went up to 33, 34, and I couldn't see you slowing down. I could see you building more speed. And then I had to eventually say to you, listen, this is a 30 road. Okay, so you got a serious mistake again for use of speed. You need to know the speed of the road. Okay, and then when we came up to the roundabout, the sat nav said go straight ahead, second exit. You knew you had to be in the left hand lane, but there's a bus lane there. Now it's not just you, everyone gets confused here. What happens is the bus lane starts off red first, and then it becomes black, and the solid white line is still there the whole time. But what you did was you thought that the red bar had ended there, but there was a sign, and I said to you the bus lane finishes just here, and then eventually you realised, but by then I had to really push your steering wheel out, and it's another serious mistake for response to traffic signs and road markings. Okay, so that's, which ones have I gone through? 1, 2, 3, 4, Like, that's pretty much all of them. So it was like a snowball effect there. It was going, your drive is really good. Considering you've only done 5 or 6 lessons, your drive is really good. It's just these small little mistakes that you've actually made. Well, not small, some of them are dangerous. But they're very easily fixed. I feel like if I took you in that same route again, you probably wouldn't make any of those mistakes again. Okay?
I don't know, roundabout, that 2-lane is alright.
Yeah.
But when it's coming on the 3-lane,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm getting confused, like...
Which lane to be in?
No, because we got the 3-lane here.
Yeah.
1 lane is going just to left.
Okay.
The second lane is just going to
Straight.
Straight. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm staying on this
In the...
in the middle, and I have to turn it right. After
Yeah.
that,
Okay, so let's talk about that. So you had 2 lanes to begin with first, yeah? Before it became 3 lane, it was 2 lanes.
2 lane, yeah.
Now with 2 lanes, imagine it's just 2 lanes, okay? Which lane should you be in?
On the right.
Correct. Now, when we got closer to the roundabout, it was the left lane which split into 2. It became 2 lanes. So the left lane is to go left and straight, and that's the same thing, still there. So you still should have been in the right-hand lane, and the right lane would have put you into that top far right lane. Okay, but we'll explain this later on to you. But there is a video, if you watch George's videos, when we go for the roundabouts, it's nicely demonstrated there. Okay, but I'll talk to you about this later, a bit more detail. But it's basically the left lane split, but before it became 3 lanes, you should have been in the right-hand lane, and that lane, if that splits, then 2 lanes could be turning right. But I'll talk about it in a little bit more detail later. Okay. Now there's one other mistake I haven't spoken about, which is your gears. Yeah. Now it wasn't a serious mistake anywhere. It was
so
too many minor
many,
mistakes. Your gears are you're constantly. Okay, tell me first of all, when does the clutch go down? When do we put the clutch down?
When you have to change the gear and come down.
So when you want to change gears or when you want to stop?
Stop, yeah.
Now sometimes when we were driving down this road, you had speed humps.
Yeah.
Now as you're going over each speed hump, why was the clutch going down? Did you change gears at each speed hump? No. Did you stop at each gear? No. So you didn't need to put the clutch down. Okay, all you had to do was
because
brake.
I feel the car is gonna,
It's juddering?
Yeah.
That means you need to go slower, then go down to a lower gear. Yeah, don't just put the clutch down, because we class that as coasting.
Coasting.
Yeah, okay. But just there, I felt like you just brake enough. And some of those speed humps, I felt like you was slowing down too much for.
Too much.
Okay, that's not the only place. There was 1 or 2 turns where you did a left turn and the clutch was just fully down.
Yeah.
And you made the turn. When you come into the road, you bring your clutch out, the car's making that sound. Yeah. So that was another minor there. But there's a few minors on gears. There's a lot of times you're braking a lot for high gear and the car's juddering, and then you're not changing down. It's just a lot of gear faults.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're going to talk about that and we'll look at it on your next couple of drives and we'll be able to fix it, I'm sure. Okay, and that's all your mistakes. Do you understand all of them?
That's very fair, man.
Yeah, so you got 18 minors and 6 serious and dangerous mistakes. Okay, but there are lots of positives as well. Okay, so you told me earlier you didn't do any maneuvers. Yeah, you haven't done maneuvers yet with your instructor. But when you did that parallel park, that was really good. Yeah, the control was really good. The observations were really good as well. There was no mistakes there, so it was a perfect part there. I was really happy with that. But like I said, your drive is good. There are very good positives there. It's just a few things you need to just go over. And I'm sure if you was to go on the same route again now, you wouldn't make the same mistakes again. Would you agree?
Yeah. You think before 19 I'll be ready?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, you would be. But you do need to you need practice.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
You need to learn from these mistakes, and then we just need to work on some of them, especially around your gears.
Yes. When I'm on the 3rd gear, 4th gear, then I'm going down. It's not a problem. When I'm on the 2nd gear, especially, because I'm thinking it's alright on the 2nd gear, but it's not. I have to put the 1st gear.
Yeah, it's just listening to the engine, and if you feel that juddering, make the gear change. Don't just slowly keep bringing out the clutch, because you could end up stalling as well. Okay, good. So I feel like you will be ready, and we're just going to work towards it now. Okay, and you said you want to do the test with us as well. Yeah. So okay, so now hopefully we'll do probably another mock test, or we'll find out his result of his test when on the 19th. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and share if possible as well.